My stepmom sold my PlayStation 5 while I was away at college. So now I'm renting out her house while she's on her honeymoon with her new husband. I'm an only child. My mom passed away 5 years ago from cancer at just 55 years old. It shattered my dad. They'd been together since college. My father was a highly successful banker and had built up a sizable fortune over his career. Now, I'm 22, about to graduate with a chemistry degree, right when things really started going down. I attended college on a full scholarship, which matters later. My dad met my stepmom, Isabella, when she was my mom's nurse during her final days in the hospital. Isabella played every card right to win my father's trust, sympathizing with him, doting on him, comforting him after my mom's death. I was 17, old enough to sense she was just angling for a way into his money. But it was my dad's call whether he wanted a relationship with her. I was a high school senior at the time and had just landed a scholarship to study abroad the next year. For a year after my mom's death, my dad grieved, and all the while, Isabella checked in on him by phone every month. Fishing for an opening, if you ask me. After a year, she wore him down. She was only 40 when they started dating. I didn't like her, but at least my dad seemed less depressed, so I tried to ease up and give her the benefit of the doubt. Still, I didn't trust her, but in my family, a son doesn't tell his father what to do, or even voice an opinion. Isabella's from the Czech Republic. 6 months into their relationship, my dad married her. He never got over my mom, though. He grew weaker and weaker, even though he was only 57. As his health declined, he called me to his side and asked me point blank, "Son, what do you need to be happy in this life?" I told him I didn't need anything. "I'm a man. I can take care of myself. You've got decades left, Dad." I reminded him he had living sisters with kids of their own. I also pointed out my full-ride scholarship, so he shouldn't stress about leaving me money. He died a year later at 59. Now, I've seen enough Hollywood movies to wonder if my dad's nurse-turned-wife poisoned him and forced him to sign everything over to her. But honestly, I don't really think that's what happened. The rest of my family couldn't stand Isabella either, but they knew my dad never stopped loving my mom. Her death broke him for good. Long story short, my father willed me his 5-bedroom house, which I never asked for or expected. He left small gifts to his sisters and their kids, but Isabella got 80% of his liquid cash, hundreds of thousands. My dad ignored me, but only because he was pathologically generous. He still tossed me a few dozen grand, which obviously helped. Isabella tried to cozy up to me, but she was pissed. She didn't get my dad's house. It was legally mine, paperwork and all. What really burned her was that we lived in a ridiculously upscale neighborhood where houses sell for insane profits but are nearly impossible to buy. Those first few months after Dad's death were nauseating. Watching Isabella fake friendly her way through conversations, all while still living in my house like she owned it. Technically, I did, but I was away at college, only swinging by every couple months to see my cousins nearby. I never made a big deal about the ownership, and over time, I think Isabella straight up forgot she had zero legal claim. She probably assumed I'd just hand it over eventually, especially since I hadn't asked for a cent of the hundreds of thousands Dad left her. But I knew I'd make her regret it, especially when she started dating some new guy just 5 months after Dad was in the ground. Then, when I came home after graduation, she and her fiancé acted like I was the guest in my own house. Dude was vile, arrogant, greasy, reeked of pizza. I played along. Isabella casually mentioned she'd sold my PlayStation 5 because you're too busy for video games now. I changed all my passwords that night, smiled, planned my revenge. Then she dropped the bomb. She was marrying Pizza Breath because, "I can't mourn your father forever. I have to move on." I told her I'd graduated, landed a local job, and would find my own place soon. Her eyes lit up, especially at the soon part. She even patronized me. "You'll always have a room here when you need it." "Thanks, Isabella, so generous." She announced she'd be flying to her hometown for the wedding, then jetting off on a honeymoon. "It's private, otherwise we'd invite you. But you're so busy, right?" I congratulated her. Then she asked if I'd house sit. "Watch over my own house?" "Of course." Actually, what I said was, "Of course I'll take care of the house." Careful not to say, "your house." The second she and her fiancé jetted off, I listed the place for rent, hired movers, packed up all of Isabella's crap, and stuffed it into a storage unit, paid up for 4 months, one more than her Czech honeymoon would last, kept all my parents' original furniture, the stuff from before she ever showed up. Within days, I had hundreds of inquiries. Ended up renting to a great young family. First and last month's cash up front. Signed a 1-year lease. Gave them a heads up about my delusional stepmom, along with my lawyer's contact info, same guy Dad used, just in case they needed proof I wasn't scamming them. Meanwhile, I found a sweet apartment near my new job. Started hitting this restaurant after work, where I met a woman. 6 months later, we're engaged. Isabella? Oh, she tried to raise hell when she realized she'd been evicted from my house. But my lawyer shut her down fast. Never had to see her trashy face again. Last I heard, she and Pizza Breath left the country, probably blowing through Dad's money as we speak. They'll be broke by next year. As for me, the rental income's so good, I'm helping pay my cousin's tuition and living large with my fiancé. Love my job, but let's be real. I could just coast on Dad's house forever. Funny thing is, if Isabella hadn't been such a greedy witch, I might have let her stay, but no, she had to act like she owned the place, so I made her homeless. Best wedding gift ever.